This study motivation video will help you ace your exam. You clicked on this video for one reason. Your exam is tomorrow, or maybe this week, and you can feel it breathing down your neck. You feel completely unprepared, and that cold wave of panic is starting to rise in your chest. You're scrolling through YouTube, looking for a miracle, a magic pill, anything to make this feeling go away. You're thinking about the time you lost, the lectures you skipped, the notes you never took. You might even be thinking about just giving up. Forget all of it. Forget the guilt. Forget the wasted time. In the next few minutes, I'm giving you a step-by-step survival plan that feels so effective, it's almost like cheating. This is the official plot twist in your study story. This isn't about studying hard. It's about studying smart when you have zero time left. This is your emergency plan. This is how you turn that panic into a passing grade or even an A. Let's get it done. The mindset reset. Your brain on damage control. Before we touch a single textbook, we need to perform emergency surgery on your mindset. Right now, your brain is in fight, flight, or freeze mode. That anxiety and guilt you're feeling, it's not just a bad mood. It's literally a cognitive barrier. Stress shuts down your brain's ability to learn and recall information, which is a disaster during an exam. You can't absorb anything when your mind is a battlefield. So the first and most important step is to just stop. For 1 second, breathe. Now listen to me. What's done is done. The past doesn't matter. Feeling guilty about not starting sooner is like trying to drive a car while staring only in the rearview mirror. It's useless, and you're going to crash. From this exact moment, we are not in perfection mode. We are in triage mode. We are in damage control mode. I've been there. I've stared at that calendar with a huge red circle around the exam date, feeling that exact pit in my stomach. I've survived those nights fueled by nothing but desperation and caffeine. And I've used the exact system I am about to show you to turn what felt like certain failure into a shocking success. This isn't about being a perfect student. It's about being a strategic survivor. Your new mantra is simple. What can I do right now? Not what you should have done. Not what you could have done. What can you do in the hours you have left? This tiny shift is everything. It takes the impossible weight of the entire subject off your shoulders and replaces it with one single, manageable next step. Let go of the idea that you need to learn everything. You don't. You can't. And trying to will only guarantee that you learn nothing. When you cram, you're stuffing information into your short-term memory, which is famous for failing under pressure. That mental block you get during a test, that's your stressed brain failing to find the information you crammed in there. Our goal isn't to become a walking encyclopedia overnight. Our goal is to pass this test. And to do that, we need to be ruthless, strategic, and targeted. So make a deal with yourself. Right now, forgive the procrastination. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Your only job for the rest of today is to execute this plan. That's it. No more guilt, no more panic, just focused, intelligent action. This is a game of strategy, not a test of your character, and we're here to win. The triage phase. Finding the 20% that matters. Welcome to the most critical part of the plan. The triage. In an ER, doctors don't treat patients in the order they arrive. They treat the most critical ones first. We're about to do the same thing with your study material. We're applying the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. This rule basically says that 80% of the results come from just 20% of the effort. For us, that means 80% of your exam grade will probably come from just 20% of the course material. Our entire strategy depends on finding that critical 20%. Studying everything is a waste of time. Studying the right things is the secret. So, how do we find this golden 20%? Step 1. Become an exam detective. You have 15 minutes. Set a timer. Go. Your mission is to gather intel on the exam itself, the syllabus. This is your treasure map. Professors often list the main topics or even how much each section is worth on the final exam. Past papers. If you can get your hands on old exams, you've struck gold. Look for patterns. What topics show up over and over? What's the format? Multiple choice. Essays. A professor's idea of what's important rarely changes. Lecture slides. Don't read them. Just skim the titles and look at the final slide of each lecture. Professors love to put a summary or key takeaways slide at the end. That's a giant signpost telling you what matters. Professor's hints. Think back. Did the professor ever say, "This will definitely be on the exam," or "You really need to understand this"? Any topic they spent a ton of time on is a prime suspect. Step 2. Create your hit list. Timer's up. Grab a blank sheet of paper. Based on your intel, write down the 5 to 10 biggest topics that make up that critical 20%. These are the concepts that showed up most on past papers, were worth the most points on the syllabus, and got the most attention in class. This is your hit list. Everything else is a distraction. We won't even look at it until we've mastered this list. Step 3. The Ruthless color code. Look at your hit list and grade each topic. Green. You feel okay about this. You could explain the basics. Yellow. You've heard of it, but it's fuzzy. Explaining it would be a struggle. Red. You have no clue. This looks like a different language. Now here's the counterintuitive part where everyone gets it wrong. You might think you should start with the red topics. That's a trap. When you're this short on time, starting with your absolute weakest areas just causes more panic and makes you feel overwhelmed. We start with the yellows. Why? Because that's where you'll make the biggest gains, the fastest. You already have some foundation there. Turning a yellow into a green is way more efficient than turning a red into a green. Once your yellows are solid, you move to the greens to make them bulletproof. Only then, if you have time, do you even think about tackling a red. This triage process is everything. It takes you from, "I have to study the whole textbook," to "I just need to master these 7 topics." It turns an unclimbable mountain into a series of small, manageable hills. You now have your plan of attack. The battle plan. The active study blitz. Okay. Mindset is reset and you have your high-priority hit list. Now the real work begins. But we are not going to fall for the trap that gets 99% of students. Passive review. Rereading your notes over and over is the #1 enemy of last-minute studying. Highlighting your textbook until it looks like a melted rainbow is not studying. It's a complete waste of time that creates the illusion of competence. It feels like you're doing something, but your brain isn't actually building the connections it needs to remember anything. We're going to use active recall. For our situation, this is the most powerful learning technique, and it's non-negotiable. Active recall means pulling information out of your memory, not just pushing it in. It's the difference between watching someone lift weights and actually lifting them yourself. We're here to build mental muscle, and that takes work. Here are the hacks we're using in our study blitz. Hack 1, the Pomodoro technique, focused bursts. First, let's define how we'll work. We're using the Pomodoro technique. It's super simple. 1, pick one task from your hit list. 2, set a timer for 25 minutes. 3, work on only that task with 100% focus. No phone, no tabs, no distractions. 4, when the timer rings, take a 5-minute break. 5, after 4 Pomodoros, take a longer 15 to 30-minute break. This forces you to focus, creates urgency, and prevents burnout. During your 5-minute break, you have to get up, stretch, grab water, walk around. Don't just sit there scrolling. Hack 2, the blurting method, the brain dump. This is where we put active recall to work. It's intense, but it's incredible. 1, pick a yellow topic from your list. 2, take 5 to 10 minutes to quickly read your notes on it. Just get it fresh in your mind. 3, now put your notes away, out of sight. 4, grab a blank sheet of paper and set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes. 5, in that time, blurt out everything you remember. Write it all down. Definitions, diagrams, formulas, anything. Don't worry about making it neat. Just dump your brain onto the paper. When the timer stops, you'll have a raw snapshot of what's actually in your head. Now take a different colored pen, open your notes, and fill in everything you missed or got wrong. Those gaps are your weak points, and now you know exactly what to focus on. This is so much better than rereading because it forces your brain to search for the answer. If this is already making sense and you're feeling that control coming back, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. I make videos just like this to help you work smarter, not harder. This is a team of strategic learners, and I want you on it. Now, back to the plan. Hack 3, the Feynman technique. Teach it to a toddler. For the most important or complex topics on your hit list, we're using the Feynman technique. The idea is simple. If you can't explain something simply, you don't really understand it. Here's how it works. 1. Write the concept at the top of a page, e.g. photosynthesis. 2. Explain it in your own simple words. Write it out like you're explaining it to a 12-year-old. Use analogies. Don't use fancy jargon unless you can define it simply. 3. Find your knowledge gaps. You will get stuck. You'll hit a point where you realize, wait, I don't actually know why that happens. Circle those spots. Those are your gaps. Now go back to your notes and find the answer. 4. Simplify again. Once you've filled the gaps, rewrite your explanation. Read it out loud. Does it sound clunky? Make it simpler. Keep going until you have an explanation so clear a kid could get it. When you can teach it, you own it. This moves you from just memorizing to actually understanding. Hack 4. Past papers, but backwards. Don't just do past papers. That's too slow. We're going to reverse engineer them. 1. Get the paper and the answer key. 2. Look at question 1. Don't answer it. Read the question, then immediately read the perfect answer from the key. 3. Your job is to figure out why that's the perfect answer. What keywords did they use? How is it structured? 4. Now, cover the answer and try to write it out yourself. 5. Compare what you wrote to the perfect answer. What did you miss? By working backward from the solution, you're training your brain to think like the examiner. You're learning the pattern of a correct answer. This is a hack that feels like cheating, but it's just the fastest way to prep for your exam's format. The final 24 hours, the ritual for success. We're in the home stretch. The day before the exam is not for learning new things. That ship has sailed. The final 24 hours are for locking in what you know and managing your mental and physical state. Messing this up can destroy all your hard work. The night before, final review. Do one last quick review of your hit list. One 25-minute Pomodoro session looking over your blurting sheets or Feynman pages is perfect. You're just refreshing, not cramming. The worry dump. About an hour before bed, write down everything you're worried about. Every formula you might forget, every possible essay question. Getting it out of your head quiets the anxiety. Prepare everything. Lay out your clothes. Pack your bag. Student ID, pens, calculator, water. Getting rid of tiny decisions for tomorrow morning saves mental energy. Sleep. This is the most important advice I can give you. Do not pull an all-nighter. Sleep deprivation destroys your memory and cognitive function. An all-nighter is an act of pure self-sabotage. Aim for at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep. It is worth more than 3 more hours of panicked, useless studying. Exam day. Morning. Wake up and hydrate. Wake up on time, not in a panic. Drink a big glass of water right away. Your brain is thirsty. Light breakfast. Eat protein and complex carbs, not sugary junk that will make you crash. Think eggs, oatmeal, something that gives you real energy. Quick recall, optional. Only if it calms you down, spend 10-15 minutes glancing over a single summary page of the most important facts. This is just to warm up your brain. Mindful moment. Before you leave, take 3 deep breaths. Seriously. Visualize yourself walking in there calm and confident. Picture yourself reading a question and knowing the answer. This little trick can massively reduce anxiety. Stop studying. Don't cram on the way to the exam. Don't talk to the most panicked people outside the door. Their anxiety is contagious. Put on music, listen to a podcast, and protect your headspace. The prep is done. Now, it's performance time. Conclusion. Just a few hours ago, you might have felt completely hopeless. You were staring at a mountain you were convinced you couldn't climb. But look at what you just did. You forgave yourself and flipped the switch from panic to strategy. You triaged the material and found what actually matters. You attacked your weak points with surgical, battle-tested techniques. You prepared for the final countdown like a pro. You are not the same person who clicked on this video. You are now a strategic warrior. You have a plan. You are in control. Now, imagine walking out of that exam hall. The weight is just gone. You might not have known every tiny detail, but you knew the big stuff. You were ready for the main questions. Imagine the feeling of knowing you didn't give up. You faced down an impossible deadline, and instead of crumbling, you fought back smart. You gave it your absolute all with the time you had. That feeling is right there for the taking. This video is over. The time for watching is done. Your plan is right in front of you. Now is the time for action. If this plan helped you, subscribe for more ways to conquer your studies. And leave a comment below telling me what exam you're about to absolutely ace. I read all of them. Now close this video, turn off your phone, and get to work. You got this.